Hi class, my name is Alyssa Biver and I currently live in Delaware County, Pennsylvania, outside of Philadelphia, PA. So I have worked with individuals who have been diagnosed with a mental health disorder in past and present roles. Currently, I work as a drug and alcohol counselor at an inpatient drug and alcohol facility, and so on a daily basis, I work with those who are diagnosed with a mental health disorder. In my past roles, I've worked with juveniles who have been diagnosed, with a mental health disorder. And also, I have worked as a drug and alcohol counselor within a therapeutic community at a state prison in Pennsylvania. And many of those inmates were also diagnosed with a mental health disorder as well as substance abuse disorder. Um, my belief about the mental health diagnosis is that it is very important, and this is something I talk about almost on a daily basis with my current clients. Because the facility that I work at, we in Pennsylvania are working at a 3.5 or a 3.7, I believe. It's one or the other because I think we just jumped level of care where, we are dealing with those who have mental health diagnoses, but at this facility, the patients come in one way or another. And so they'll come in as a straight rehab client, or they will come in as what they would call a dual client. Basically, coming in as a rehab client is them stating to our intake department or those who do the assessments that they do not feel any mental health symptoms and or have ever been diagnosed with some form of mental health. Um, and I almost feel as if every single client could possibly be dual, and I don't like the fact that they give them that option because I make it very known that it is very vital and important to be working on not only your substance abuse disorder, but also your mental health disorder, and even working on your trauma all at the same time. Because if you're not working with those things as a whole and getting better, you're going to be lacking in other ways where substance abuse disorder, goes hand in hand with our mental health and induces it, or the mental health induces the triggering, leading them to want to use. So that's why, I feel like it's very important because a lot of individuals don't even want to acknowledge that they may be feeling mental health symptoms or may be diagnosed. And then, in what ways do I participate to make a DSM-5 diagnosis? Honestly, in our facility, in my role and capacity, that would not be my job to make that diagnosis. So basically, our intake department, I would say, are the ones who create at least their substance abuse disorder diagnosis, sometimes mental health if they've already walked in with it, but most likely, even like I stated, me only having rehab clients, I ask them if they would like to see the psych doctor while they're patient, and sometimes, they'll say yes, sometimes they say no, and then at that point, they would go to see a psych doctor, and then they can make an additional DSM-5 diagnosis based off of their mental health. Um, but, I do use that knowledge from that, not diagnosing them, but having a better understanding where my clients are falling and how they're feeling and kind of get them to be able to understand their diagnosis with the help of, the basic text of the DSM-5. Yeah, I think that's about it. I don't think in any role capacity I've ever really had to make a diagnosis on that end. So I look forward to working with everyone and learning a lot more. This class looks very interesting, and I'm super excited. Have a great night.